Good morning, students. Welcome to the second part of Physics Bridge course. In the last class, what we learned about measuring, how to measure the length. Second, the static object and moving object, and then direction of motion, upward direction, downward direction, backward direction, and forward direction. So now let us see in which ways the object moves. Now here we can see that a ball is moving. In what is the movement of the ball? The ball is rolling. Now here we can see a book. How does the book move? The book is sliding from one place to another. Now here you can see a plastic ball. It is bouncing. How does the ball is moving? It is bouncing back. The plastic ball is bouncing back. Now here you can see a top. Now here you can see a top. The top is, how does this top is moving? The top is spinning. The top is spinning round. Now here you can see a pendulum. This pendulum is moving from left to right. And how does this pendulum move? The movement of pendulum is swing. It is swinging. And now last, stand in front of a camera, turn left and then to right. So how does the body move? The body turn from left to right. So this movement is called turning. Now let's see some practice questions so you can be more clear. Which of the following describe the motion of object in the image? In here there is an image. So which motion is described in this? So basically we can say that round objects roll, flat objects slides, and some objects bound. So here it is round object. So we can say that it is rolling. So the answer is rolling. Roll. Which of this following describe the motion of an object in an image? The book here we can see in an image is it is sliding. A book ધક્કો મારીને slide કરી છે. So here the motion is sliding. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in an image? અહીં આપણે જોઈએ છે boy એક jump મારીને ઉપર ઉછળે છે. So what does this means? This is bouncing, bounce. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in the image? આમાં જે object છે જે bicycle છે, what is the motion of that? Round objects roll, so this is rolling. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in the image? Ball is playing with an ball, basketball, which he is doing with his hand, ઉપર નીચે bounce કરે છે, right? So this is called bounce. So the answer is bounce. Write these 5 questions in your notebook. Which of the following describes the motion of an object in an image? Here the boy is moving ball in his finger. He is spinning the ball. So here the answer is spinning. Which of the following describes the motion of an object in the image? અહીંયા એક બોક્સ પડ્યું છે જેને લેફ્ટ રાઈટ ટર્ન કરવામાં આવે છે. તો what is the motion? The motion is turn. So answer is turn. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in the image? There is one girl sitting on a swing and she is moving from left to right or front to back. He is swinging. She is swinging on the swing. So what is the motion here? Swing. So the answer is swing. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in the image? Here there is a top. ભમરડો છે, ભમરડોને આપણે દોરીથી બાંધીને આમ ફેરીએ તો ત્યારે એ આમ ફરે છે ગોળ 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 ગોળ, તો એક ગોળ ફરતું એને શું કહેવાય? સ્પિન કહેવાય. So here the top is spinning. So the answer is spin. Which of the following describe the motion of an object in the image? Here you can see that paper is turned back side, front side. So here the paper is in the front position and we turned it to back position. So what is we are doing? We are turning the page. So the answer is turn. Write these 5 answers also in your notebook. Now make a table in your notebook, writing the 6 names which are spin, swing, turn, slide, bounce and roll. Write the 6 names in your notebook and give two examples of each. You have to write 2 examples of roll, you have to write 2 examples of sliding motion, you have to write 2 examples of bouncing, 2 examples of spinning, 2 examples of swing and 2 examples of turn. So write this also in your notebook and give me as an homework. 10 answers this practice questions and a table. Okay, now let's start a new topic. We see many objects around us. What if it was night and all lights are switched off? Would we able to still see the objects that we see right now? No, we cannot see that. Why? Why can't we see things in the dark? We cannot see things in the dark as we need light to see them. Light is the energy that helps us to see objects around us. Today we will be learning about light and its property. So, light. What is common between these objects? Here there is a sun and there is bulb. What is common between sun and a bulb? So they are a source of light from which we can produce light, right? The common thing between those two things is that they are both source of light. Now there are 2 types of source of light: natural source of light and artificial or man-made source of light. So sun is a natural source of light which is given by nature to us, and bulb is an artificial source of light or which is made by man or living humans around us. So that is man-made source of light, right? The sources of light that are natural and cannot be controlled by us are called natural source of light. What is natural source of light? The source of light that are natural and cannot be controlled by us are natural source of light. એને કહેવાય natural source જે આપણે control ન કરી શકીએ, જે naturally environment આપણને આપે છે, right? sun છે, sun rise થાય, sun set થાય, એ આપણા controlમાં નથી, which is occurred by the nature. So sun is the most important natural source of light. Okay, there are many other natural sources of light. Stars are also natural sources of light. Fireflies are also natural sources of light. Sun is not the only one which is the natural source of light. Stars, fireflies, these are also natural sources of light. So now what is man-made sources? The sources of light that are made by us and which we can control are known as man-made lights. What is man-made lights? જે સોર્સ ઓફ લાઇટ જેને આપણે કંટ્રોલ કરી શકીએ, આપણે બનાવ્યું હોય એટલે આપણે કંટ્રોલ કરી શકીએ, એને man-made lights કહેવાય. So man-made resources are made by us for our convenience. We can switch them on or off as our need. Man-made resources છે એટલે આપણે એને આપણા કંટ્રોલમાં રાખીએ, એટલે આપણા કન્વીનિયન્સ મુજબ એને આપણે ચાલુ બંધ કરીએ, ચાલુ રાખીએ, બંધ કરીએ, જેવી આપણને નીડ એ પ્રમાણે આપણે એનો યુઝ કરશું. The light helps us see. The light coming from the source falls on an object and then enters our eyes. This helps us see the object. આપણે કેવી રીતે કોઈ ઓબ્જેક્ટ જોઈએ છે, જ્યારે કોઈ લાઇટ સોર્સ એ ઓબ્જેક્ટ ઉપર પડે છે અને ત્યારે એ ઓબ્જેક્ટની લાઇટ આપણા આઈસ પર પડે છે and we can see the object, right? When the source is switched off, no light falls on the object and no light enters our eye. Thus, we cannot see anything in the dark. જ્યારે લાઇટ સોર્સ ઓફ લાઇટ બંધ કરી દઈએ છીએ, આપણે સ્વિચ ઓફ કરી દઈએ છીએ, નેચરલ કે મેન મેડ સોર્સ ઓફ લાઇટ, when it is switched off, it is dark. So, the light does not fall on the object. ત્યારે લાઇટ ઓબ્જેક્ટ પર પડતી નથી અને એ લાઇટ આપણા આઈ સુધી પહોંચતી નથી, એટલે આપણે એ જોઈ શકતા નથી. Summarize. Light is the full of energy that help us see. Light is a form of energy that help us see. There are two main types of sources from which we get light. The sources of light that are not made by human beings and cannot be controlled by us are natural source of light. Suns, stars and fireflies are natural source of light. The source of light that are created by humans and can be controlled by them are man-made resources. Light bulb, candle, torch are examples of man-made resources. Light coming from the source falls on an object and then enter to our eyes, which help us to see the object. When the light source is switched off, we cannot see the object around us. Now we are going to conduct an activity to learn the path of light. The aim of this activity is to find the path of light. Follow the steps to perform the activity. Material needed are 3 sheets of cardboard, pen, candle and table or bench on which we can keep this. So these are the 3 questions which we need to answer. So first question is, can I see the candle when the holes are in a straight line? Can I see the candle when the holes are not in a straight line? And what can we conclude from this activity? So collect all the materials needed. Then carefully poke a hole in the center of each cardboard. Now carefully poke a hole in the center of each of the 3 cardboard using a sharp object such as pen or pin. તમે શું કરશો, 3 પેપર લેશો સેમ સાઇઝના, ત્રણેયમાં સેમ પોઝિશન પર હોલ કરશો, ત્રણેય અલગ થોડાક ડિસ્ટન્સ પર રાખશો, રાઈટ? જે એટલે હોલ સ્ટ્રેટ લાઇનમાંથી પાસ થતો હશે. હવે એક એન્ડ પર કેન્ડલ મૂકશો, કેન્ડલ, અને જે બીજો એન્ડ ફર્સ્ટ લાઇન છે ત્યાંથી તમે જોશો આ 3 પેપર છે, રાઈટ? હવે આ હોલની સામે અહીંયા કેન્ડલ મૂકશો. યુ વિલ સી ફ્રોમ હિયર, અહીંયાથી તમે જોશો. તો અહીંયાથી તમને આ હોલમાંથી તમને કેન્ડલની લાઇટ બતાય છે એ તમારે ચેક કરવાનું. ધીસ ઇઝ એક્ટિવિટી. સો યુ હેવ ટુ ચેક દેટ કે ફ્રોમ ધ સ્ટ્રેટ હોલ વી કેન સી ધ લાઇટ, રાઈટ? So the first question is, can I see the candle when the holes are in straight line? તો તમે અહીંયાથી જોઈશો જ્યારે from this point here, if you are standing and seeing, and you can see candle here from this hole. Yes, we can see the candle. Yes, right? So next, now try what to do. Move this paper. Does not have the hole in a straight line. હવે એવી રીતે કરો કે પેપર થોડું આમથી આમ મૂવ કરો અને આ બધા હોલ જે પેલા એક લાઈનમાં આવતા હતા એની જગ્યાએ ડિફરન્ટ લાઈન પર આવે. આ હોલમાંથી આ હોલ નો દેખાય, આ હોલ નો ક્લિયર થાય, એવી રીતે ડિફરન્ટ પોઝિશન પર હોય. પછી તમે અહીંયાથી પાછું અહીંયાથી તમારો ફેસ રાખીને અહીંયાથી તમે જોશો તો તમને કેન્ડલ બતાશે સ્ટ્રેટ લાઈનમાં. So the question is, can I see the candle when holes are not in a straight line? No, we cannot see the candle, right? Now, question number 3 is, what can we conclude from this experiment? તો હવે what can we conclude? Last આપણે શું આના ઉપરથી આપણે શું નક્કી કરીએ કે લાઇટ જ્યારે કેન્ડલ માંથી આઈસ પર સુધી આવતી હતી ત્યારે હોલ્સ બધા સ્ટ્રેટ લાઇનમાં હતા અને હવે જ્યારે લાઇટ ફ્રોમ ધ કેન્ડલ ડઝ નોટ રીચ ધ આઈસ ત્યારે હોલ્સ બધા સ્ટ્રેટ લાઇનમાં અરેન્જ નહોતા, એટલે આપણને કેન્ડલની લાઇટ બતાતી નથી. Therefore, at the last we can conclude that light travels in a straight line. Okay, so question number 3 no answer, light travels in a straight line. We can conclude that light is traveling in a straight line. In the last activity we saw that light is passing from the holes in the cardboard. Now let's check that light is passing from the objects. We compare with different types of objects and let's see that light is passing from that object. Let's have an activity of that. The aim of this activity is to find out if light can pass through these 3 different samples. Follow the steps to perform the activity. You need 3 things. First is glass, second is polythene bag, and third is a paper, right? So third is a thick paper or a cardboard. So here are also we have to, here it is asked 2 questions and 2 questions we have to write that in your notebook for each sample. તો પહેલા આપણે ગ્લાસ લેશું, કાચનો ગ્લાસ, બીજું એક પ્લાસ્ટિકની થેલી, વ્હાઇટ કલરની જે પ્લાસ્ટિકની ટ્રાન્સપેરન્ટ થેલી આવે છે, અને ત્રીજું કોઈ બી બુક કે કોઈ બી ચાર્ટ પેપર કે કંઈ બી એક થિક પેપર લઈ લો. ઓકે, અને ત્રણેય એક્ટિવિટીમાં ત્રણેય સેમ્પલમાં 2 ક્વેશ્ચન્સ છે. ડીડ ધ લાઇટ કમિંગ ફ્રોમ ધ ઓબ્જેક્ટ પાસ થ્રુ ધ સેમ્પલ એન્ડ રીચીસ ધ આઈ? And second question is, was the object clearly visible from the other side of the sample? First question is કે લાઇટ એ ઓબ્જેક્ટમાંથી આપણે પાસ કરીએ તો આપણે આ સુધી પહોંચે છે, આપણી આઈઝને પહોંચે છે, અને જો પહોંચતી હોય તો એ ક્લિયરલી વિઝિબલ છે કે નહીં? This is the second question. Okay, let's check. Take a glass in your hand અને તમે wait for a second. Take a glass in your hand and now with the help of your mother keep glass in between. ગ્લાસ વચ્ચે રાખ, એક બાજુ તમે ઊભા રહ્યો, એક બાજુ તમારા મમ્મી કે કોઈ બી ફેમિલી મેમ્બર્સને ઊભા રાખો. તો તમે ગ્લાસ, કાચના ગ્લાસમાંથી તમારા ફેમિલી મેમ્બર્સને જોઈ શકો છો જે કોઈ બી સામે ઊભું હોય તો. કે otherwise if you don't have any free members, just see around in the room. You can see everything in the room with that glass. So write that answer in the notebook. So first question is, did the light coming from the object pass through the sample and reach the eyes? For glass means કાચના ગ્લાસ માટે આ ક્વેશ્ચન છે. તો yes, we can see the object reach the eyes. કોઈ બી કાચનો ગ્લાસ લઈને તમે ઘરમાં ફેરવશો એટલે તમને બધી વસ્તુ બતાશે. અને second is, was the object visible on the other side of the sample? બધી જે કોઈ બી ઓબ્જેક્ટ હતી એ વિઝિબલ હતી? Yes, the object was clearly visible. You should try to conduct this activity and experience yourself this is possible or not. Okay, now take sample number 2, which is plastic bag or polythene bag. With the help of that, you keep plastic bag or polythene bag in front of your eyes and same what we did in the glass, just try to do that with the plastic bag. So what we observed, yes, we can see the light, that we can see the light from the object reaches our eyes. We can see each other objects and it is visible but not clearly as we see in the glass. કોઈ બી ગ્લાસમાંથી જો ને તો એ easily visible થઈ જશે, but plastic bag માં થોડું scatter થશે. easily visible, એકદમ clearly visible નહીં થાય. visible થશે but it will not be clear. So third option is કોઈ બી book કે કોઈ બી paper. કોઈ બી paper લઈને તમે આઈસની આડે જઈને બધું જોવાની ટ્રાય કરજો તો તમને કોઈ બી વસ્તુ બતાશે નહીં. અને so the first question is, did the light coming from the object passes through the sample and reaches the eyes? No, the light from the object did not reaches our eyes. એ આપણા eyes સુધી પહોંચતી નથી. અને was the object visible on the other side of the sample? No, the object was not visible. So write this Two questions for each sample. For glass, for plastic bag or book or a paper, write these three also in your notebook. And from that we can see that objects that does not allow any light to pass through them are opaque objects. જેમ કે wood છે, book છે, metal છે, આ બધી વસ્તુ એનામાંથી light pass નથી થવા દેતી, so they are opaque objects, right? So same way, the objects that allow light to pass through them are transparent objects. જેવી રીતે glass છે, pure water છે, plastic glass છે, that will allow light to pass through it. So we can say they are transparent objects. Objects that allow most of the light to pass through it are transparent. And second one is objects that allow some light to pass through them are translucent objects. For example, frosted glass, tracing paper, plastic bags, etc. જેમાંથી આપણને થોડીક particles આપણને જોવા મળે છે. Like we cannot see it clearly, but it is partially visible. So they are translucent objects. We can see clearly our transparent object, and we cannot see anything that are opaque objects, right? From the last activity, we can say that every object has its different types to allow light to pass from it. So now let's see some practice question. So write this also in your notebook. Write the definition and example for the three types of object given in the table. Type of the object, definition and example. So first is transparent, then translucent, and then opaque. Write this definition and example. So what is transparent? Object that allow most of the light fallen on them to pass through, and their examples are glass and pure water. Translucent. What is translucent? Object that allow some light to pass through them are translucent objects. Example, tracing paper, thin plastic. What are opaque objects? Objects that allow no light to pass through them. For an example, wood, metal and thick paper. So now let's see the new topic, formation of shadows for translucent, transparent and opaque objects. The aim of this activity to observe the nature of shadows formed by transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Follow the steps to conduct the activity. Here there are three objects: ball, paper and transparent sheet. We have to see that all these three objects form which type of shadow. It is dark, faded or it does not form any shadow. So what you will do, take ball in your hand, take a torchlight and on a wall just take the ball and put a torchlight on that object, so the shadow will form on the wall as you see in the figure. So if the ball is there and opaque object is there, ball is an opaque object. If we do like this, then a dark shadow is formed. So ball forms a dark shadow. Now second, paper. In paper also we can see that there will be a dark shadow. In transparent sheet we can see that it is faded. The shadow is faded. Why? Because shadow formed by the opaque and translucent object are dark. Why? Because they does not allow any light to pass through it, so a dark shadow is formed. And in a transparent sheet, many light rays passed from it and the shadow formed is faded. From this experiment, we have learned that opaque objects form distinct clear shadows because they does not allow light to pass through them. So there will be a dark clear shadow. Translucent objects form fishy shadows since they allow light to partially pass through them. So when there will be a translucent objects used, there will be a dark shadow, but it, it allows partial light rays to pass through them, and in transparent objects do not form any shadow because they does not allow light to pass through them. So here we are at the end of physics bridge course. We have completed the learning of all the important topics in the physics bridge course. Hope you enjoyed the physics bridge course. In the next lecture we will start chemistry's bridge course. Thank you, students.